So they've reopened McDonald's, so that's the queue out there. That's not too bad. Plus there's some little people, that's mean. Probably quite nice people. Oh, hang on, I need to get the window down. Oh, no. Oh, damn it. I can't do that left-handed, clearly. There's people like directing. Well, that's quite arty, isn't it? There's people directing, but if you look... That's basically 3 cars deep across the whole of the McDonald's lot. I mean, they're managing it really well, because what they've got to do is, up here, you can't... I've got to turn this around, actually. I can't automatically turn the camera. Oh, there we go. You can't... the ASDA management have basically been over and said you can't block people getting into Asda, so they can't allow the traffic to go back onto the main road. Like I've just had a message off Mark, and he's saying people are queuing for 2 hours in Scotland. Oh, do you know what? I love McDonald's. I love KFC. I love junk food. I was kind of that generation in some ways, and it was just a bit of an upbringing thing, I guess. Even though I can remember McDonald's being a real treat. So the first one opened in Luton in Bury Park, and it was right by the Odeon. And I don't know what it was. Did you always have a preferred cinema? I mean, we were lucky and we had 2. We had one in the town centre, one in Bury Park. And I've got no idea if you can even see me. Anyway, and I always preferred the Odeon because it felt like it didn't get as dark. And as a sort of 6-7-year-old, that wasn't as scary. Plus, it had the excitement of going upstairs. Scream 1 had you had stalls in a circle. And the very first film I ever saw was Bambi with my mum and my nan. And we went up into the circle and went right to the front. And if I sat in the chair, I couldn't see the screen. It was like the thing was like there. So they put the seat up, and I perched on that. But because I was, I don't know, 5, 6, and a fidgety ass, it kept falling down every time I moved. So I remember by the time the actual film started, I'd given up and stood. Have I told you this story before? I've told this story recently to somebody. Apologies if it's a repeat. But I stood like at the balcony bar handrail, whatever they call it. It was like here. I can remember just about getting my nose on it and watching Bambi, and then turning around and saying, "Nanny, why is he crying? What's happened to his mummy?" So I always preferred the Odeon. Funnily enough, now I think about it, the second McDonald's opened in Luton, bang opposite the ABC. So they clearly did a whole target cinema goers in the would have been in very early 80s, possibly late 70s. No, it's got to be 80, 81, I think the first one opened. Just thinking about, I was middle of junior school, so yeah, it's got to be 1980-ish. It was like a proper treat, you know, and everyone went and you sat down, and they had the tables not dissimilar to what they've got now, just tackier and plasticer and rubbish. And of course, in those days, everyone could smoke everywhere, and I used to hate it that, like, I'd still be eating and somebody somewhere would light up a fag and it would just make me want to throw up. And it was just like, ugh. And then I couldn't have the little rubbish foil ashtrays they had anywhere near me when I was eating. Which obviously every adult in my family was a smoker, so it was I was a pain in the ass to them probably. And you know, they would go, "Oh no, don't be silly, child." Oh no, don't be sick. But you know, you'd arrange, like when you used to go to your friend's house for tea, they probably do it by email now, or text, or Facebook. But it was always you weren't allowed to go to your friend's house for tea unless your mum, backwards, unless the mums wrote to each other, and you'd dutifully arrange it with your friend, like, let's do this day, and and then you'd arrange it with your parents, and they'd arrange it with their parents, and then you'd bring the letter in, a very, very polite little letter saying, "Dear Sonia, please can Aaron come to tea with us on whatever day, blah, 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 for lumpy mash," because that's what you got. And then the letter would come back saying, "Yes, no problem." It was all very formal and very official to arrange a play date, essentially. But then you'd get like proper little letters going out saying, you know, come to my, you know, we would like to go to McDonald's. I'm not talking about come to my birthday party at McDonald's, because that was a whole other thing. This is just like, you would arrange a special, we're going to McDonald's, would you like to come? Rather than it being it's just where you go. And I remember there was a certain smell that you still occasionally get in McDonald's, not all the time. It must be something to do with ingredients or what they use, which again, I mean, must have changed over the years. Like maybe it's completely psychosomatic now, but there was always a smell I only got in McDonald's. You go to Wendy's were around at the time. You don't see many Wendy's in the UK now. Burger King, Wimpy's. McDonald's had its own smell, and it was kind of somewhere between the fries and the cardboard. I'm painting such an attractive picture. Thing is, you probably know the smell. You probably know what I mean. I've probably said that, and you've gone, yeah. I bet you have. Yeah. So it was a real treat. And then it sort of became, I don't know, by the mid '80s, and I was like 13, 14. And like we had our own, you know, you'd go out with your own money rather than having to get in the car and mum or dad or whoever, in my case, because you fuck knows, it could have been anybody. You know, you'd go with them in the car, and it would be like a proper arrangement, like going to a bloody zoo or safari park. Yeah, and then so anyway, so yes, God, I'm getting sidetracked even more than usual for me. Sorry, I've had 2 hours sleep. I just didn't feel like sleeping last night, and I'm still not tired. I just think I'm a little bit, you know. And what was I saying? Teenagers at McDonald's. Yeah, so then you'd go on your own line. You'd go in and do stuff, and then of course, when we were first like later teenagers, and you know, people had cars and things, it would always get in the car, drive out to McDonald's, get to the cinema, go to drive through KFC, as it was at the time, in Stacey Bush's in Milton Keynes. Is that still there? I bet it is. I think it was there last time I checked, but that's some years ago now, eight years ago probably. And then we'd do the trick where you have to go round the roundabout a whole once before you take the exit. And then it was down a hill, so you just car in neutral, feet off everything, and the idea was you weren't allowed to touch, apart from the steering wheel obviously, or the brakes if there was an emergency, but the idea was you had to coast from the roundabout all the way down to the roundabout where the KFC was, up, they went up an incline, so you need a bit of speed at that point, and of course you were trying not to brake as you went around the corner, and so that you could arrive at the window to order without using the car's controls, apart from the steering wheel obviously, because it wasn't a straight line. And it was Alex was better than me. He always managed it. I think I managed it once. Alex used to do it most times. He was pretty good at it. And that was the infamous, we used to park in this little industrial estate opposite to the food before we went back up the A5 a couple of junctions to go to Central Milton Keynes to go to the point and see whatever films we were seeing, because we generally do two. So you'd see a film, go up to KFC, if we didn't fancy KFC, just nip into McDonald's, go see another film, or depending on if there was time to go up to KFC between the two films. It was me, Alex and Will, as it so frequently was when Alex first got his car, and to this day I've never worked it out, but we'd obviously got a fresh batch of chicken. I bit into mine, and it, I mean, really probably like my tongue, and I went spat it out like, fuck, this chicken's hot. And Will went into hysterics. I mean, he was in the back of the car, properly. It got to the point where he couldn't stop laughing. Alex started getting really wound up and angry with him. Like, stop it! No, stop laughing! No, it's not funny. What's so funny? And I was like, just leave him go. It's fine. Just leave him go. To this day, I mean, that would have been 88, 89, 89, probably 89. And even if you ask Will, he can't tell you. He can't. It was just funny to him. Something about the way I said it. Fuck this chicken top. Who knows? Yeah. God, that got away, didn't it? Synchronized cat team. Just put music under this. My only worry is if that goes somewhere in a shelf, there's going to be books, DVDs, toys everywhere. Oh, Ace seems to have found something else to look at. I'm not quite sure where he's going now. Oh, no, and we're back. And we're back in the room.
Could be
the Master of London. Synchronized cat team. Oh, crikey. I can't. I just can't. Well, car's in the garage, so I've come for a walk. Where's the garage? Must be sort of down there-ish. It's only taken me a quarter of an hour to get up here though. And my house is sort of through there. Because on top of it's the antenna that I always think looks like a man from my kitchen. It's like kind of an iron robot-y framework man thing. Well, I've got friends. Right, well, let's go back in an hour or so, which means I've got 45 minutes. Thank God I brought a drink. I don't know which way I'm going to go. And my birthday present from Shadow is entertainment.
I think the catnip's wearing off.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe not.
Roads will get me.
Shadow, go and play with your brother.
Or at least calm him down. Have we stopped?
You know, the moment you stop filming, he'll just go on into the mental one again.
Yeah, completely.
There we go.
It's the 12th of June. I don't know if you can see it now. Yeah, you can see the rain kind of going up their roof and occasionally sideways. Wales is another week of lockdown. Not that you'd think so from the traffic. I mean, you know, it's like 5 o'clock, people are finishing work or whatever, I guess. Ooh, hello. But yes, it's so bad that actually we have no TV. It's gone off completely. I don't know what it looks like out the back. Oh, ow. I've busted up my big toe on my right foot. I have no idea what I've done. Holy shite. Yeah, it's like a hurricane out here, Paul. You can only just see the trees. The mountain itself's a massive blur. You can hear it really loud as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, my poor little Rose is taking a battering.
There's not your roses, your bloody cobblestones are taking a battering.
We'll be lucky if the garage roof stays on, let's be honest. Hey, you can really hear it on the roof above us. Maybe can't. Oh, Ace, what's going on out there? I was going to open the window a bit wider and try and get a better footage, but not if I've got a cat. Oh my god, it's coming in the window. Windows are wet.
Close it.
Yeah. Oh.
Ace, don't push it open.
But I want to eat the rain. I like the rain. The rain loves me. You can go out and if you want, sit in the back garden. I'll lock you out there.
No, you won't.
You wouldn't go out. You don't open the back door. You take one look. You come running back up here. I've lost my temper with him before when he's in whining to go out in bad weather. Not anywhere near as bad as this. He just runs in because he's a chicken. Because he cries if we shut the back door, even in like the gorgeous sunshine. Well, I was about to go to Asda. I'm now thinking, no, maybe I won't. I'm not even going out the chip shop because there's only one person allowed in at a time and I have to stand outside and queue in this. It's Friday night, it's going to be rammed. I'll go later. I'm not sure this is really coming out. The light outside is quite weird because it's kind of like, yeah, the lights that are there are kind of making it invisible. But it's almost like it's kind of still sort of daylight down in our garden, but dark over the hills. I'm guessing it's to do with like where clouds and things are. But I don't think it's really coming out on camera. You can kind of see it in the sky there, little light patch, dark patch. But you know, it's like 10 past 10 at night, so to have any kind of, like it's daylight-y down there, so you can still see the shed all right. I don't know. It's just a little bit kind of weird.